So hello and welcome back to another video, and today we've got a whole bunch of banknotes to go through. So I purchased these, I think, for about $20 or so, and most of these are probably only worth a few dollars each. But if you want to build up a banknote collection, you buy all these in bulk, you keep the ones you want, and you try and resell the rest. So if we just sort them out, I hope that you know what these are. So I'm sorting them out. Asia, that one. Europe, what's the one underneath that? Asia again. Asia, Pacific, Asia, Europe, South America, Asia, Europe, Asia, and Asia. So if we look at the South American ones, so we have a 50 pesos from Uruguay, and this one I believe is the current series. I'm not too sure. I need to actually look that up. Nova pesos. So a website I like to use is Banknote WS, and then you can go to the Americas and you've got all the countries, and these are all the banknotes that they've ever issued. Now, probably not all of them. A lot of them you probably find hard to actually get banknotes. So we go to the Bank Central, so the central bank. So they've got different banks. And if we, what we want. New peso, 1975. So they say 50s. Let's have a look and see if this is the actual currency. Okay, and this is the G series. So that's A. Yeah, it seems to be, that's the actual banknote. So the A series. And if you wanted to go to the current currency, you can see that the 50 pesos was different. So that was redenomination, so 1,000 to 1. So this is pretty much worth 5 centimos or whatever they smaller denominations they use. So this banknote was 978 to 88. So you got F. I presume this is F and G. Yep, G series. So this is the last series. So this one is probably only worth collector's value. It's probably about $4 or $5 for that. But it's one that I don't have in my collection. And here is my Uruguay collection. So I don't actually have that many banknotes from Uruguay. This is my most favorite banknote. Anyway, we have the 5 pesos from the current currency of Argentina. With the current exchange rate, it's only worth about 5 cents, but they've changed this into a coin in 2016 or 17, something like that. So this no longer circulates. It's not really worth much. But in 2000, this was worth $5 US. So from $5 to 5 cents, that's a bad inflation. No point saving these since 2000. Okay, then we have Indonesia. So for the Australian dollar, it's equivalent to 10,000 rupiah. So here we have a 92, but the actual date of issue is down here, 95. So this says orangutan. So we have the emblems. This is only worth about $1 or $2. Pretty common. Have a guide. Here's the watermark. And on this side, we have a Timorese hut. Has the information down there. It's quite nice. Then we have 1,000 rupiah from the same issue. So this says Danau Toba, so lake, and head watermarks of different individuals. Then we have a guy flying over a big stone pillar. Lompat Batu, yeah, whatever that is, some type of competition, I reckon. Then we have a different I say this is a 10,000 rupee from the same issue, also 95. So Sri Sultan Hamengku Buwono the ninth. So obviously a sultan. I wonder if he's the Sultan of Yogyakarta. And there's a watermark again, quite nice. And here's the. Is that a Buddhist temple or Hindu temple of Borobudur? And that was actually covered by lava. That's what I do know. And I've uncovered it. That's why it's in pretty good condition. So it's quite nice. So it's probably face value $1. So probably about $4 or $5 for that. Then we have 1,000 lira. So when this circulates, this is equivalent to $1 Australian dollar. And currently it's probably in this condition worth about $1 Australian dollar. So quite a nice banknote there. Then we have a current banknote from the Czech Republic. So it's equivalent to also to $1. So probably, same here. This is the 94 issue. 20 korun. So this is a predecessor, not predecessor. The Czechoslovak korun is the ancestor of this currency. And here we have a seal. It could be a coin, but it's pretty well engraved. It would be a high value coin if it was. But I'm going to say it's a seal of this king. And Ottokar the First. And on the back we have the crown. And we also have the same thing there. And then we have the coat of arms of the Czech Republic. Or maybe Bohemia Moravia. So quite a nice banknote, that one. Just remember, when you got two serial numbers and prefixes, make sure they are the same, because sometimes they do make mistakes and the numbers in these ones are different. And then we have 100 from Hungary. So this is my favorite issue of Hungary. This is 1984 with the Communist coat of arms, but you can get different issues with different coat of arms. So this was first issued in 1947 when they reformatted the currency from the Adopto Pengo, and that suffered from hyperinflation. Here we have a nice, beautiful painting. So in this condition, only worth about $1 or $2, but quite a nice banknote series to get. Okay, one I want in my collection is this Paanga from Tonga. So here's the former king. I think he passed away a few years ago. And this one, not too sure on the date. Probably 80s or 90s. And here we have a scene from probably the beachfront near the capital. And the coat of arms is the cross. So it's quite a nice banknote. I like it. And that's probably worth about $3 or $4 in that condition. Then we have two banknotes from Nepal. So you have the Gyanendra, and then we have the former king who was murdered by his son. And this is a 5 rupiah. Oh, not 5 rupees, I mean. Rupee is Indonesia. So once again, check the serial numbers. So in 2008, Nepal changed from kingdom to a republic. So the king was removed. And this is the lowest denomination you'll probably find in circulation. It's worth about 5 cents. Quite a nice banknote. Got a whole heap of them. Then we have the 50 rupiah. So this is from, the 90s sometime. And on the back, we have a goat. Quite nice. Here we have the royal crown. That's in the watermark. That's also worth about $1 or $2. Philippines. There's two Filipino banknotes. We've got the 5 and the 10 rupiah. So these are from different series. This is from the 90s series. This is from, I think, 70s or 80s. And as you can see, they're quite different. So we've got 5 and 10 pesos. So these have been changed over to coins now. But quite nice. I don't think I've got the 5 pesos, so I need to check that one. So this is only worth about $1 maximum. And same with this one, only worth about $1. Sometimes you can get them with commemorative logos in the center. This one has Mr. Mambini, so he's always on the banknotes. And here we have, looks like a church, so that's quite a nice banknote. Then we have, where's the other Turkish banknote? So I've got a 1,000 lira, which I don't have. So this has Kemal Atatürk, probably worth $2 to $3 in that condition. Would have been from the 80s or 90s, when hyperinflation was ravaging Turkey's economy. It's quite nice. He's also in the watermark. And on this side we have Sultan Mehmed, 1432 to 1481. And this is, there's the Hagia Sophia. So this is a picture of Constantinople, or Istanbul they call it now, or Byzantine, whichever one name you want to call it. It's quite a nice banknote. That one I don't have in my collection. Probably worth $3 or $4. And this one is a 20,000 rupiah from the 90s. They reformed their currency in 2005 at 1 million lira. Did I say rupiah? 20,000 lira. Larasi. That's in Turkish. In 2005 they reformed their currency. 1 million of this lira equals 1 new lira. And as you can see now, that lira is also fallen in value. So this is probably the later issue. They replaced this with a 25,000 lira coin, not a 20,000 lira, which is a bit strange. So that one's probably only worth $2 or $3 as well. Here we have a Mongolian banknote. So here we have, can't remember his name, the first president, I believe. And this is a 10 Togrok, 2013. Even though this is the currency, it circulates 10 Togrok. When it's about 1,000 Togrok equals $1. This is equivalent to 1 cent, so it probably doesn't really circulate that well. You have 2 horses on the plains of Mongolia. And as you can see, this is in Cyrillic script. And on this side, it's in Mongolian. And the interesting thing about Mongolian script is you read it from top to bottom. So you write it down, which currently is the only script that you do that. Oh, you can do it with Chinese, but that's a little bit different. Then we have a, Chinese 1 yuan. So this is from the 1996 print, issued a bit later. These still circulate. Here we have the Great Wall of China. Quite nice. It's worth about $1 or $2. And here we have 2 women from ethnic groups in it. I can't remember what ethnic groups they were, but it's quite a nice banknote. I like this series. You've got the coat of arms, 1 man, 1 yuan. Then we have Macau. So a few years ago I did take these banknotes to Macau, tried to spend them, and they said, sorry, you can't spend them, not legal tender. So this is the 10 patakas. So that's in Portuguese. So this denomination is still used in Macau. They also use a 10 pataka coin. But mostly they use Hong Kong dollars. Not really. I don't really see anyone using these banknotes that much. And here we have, I think that's the official residence of the head of Macau government. And once again, check the serial numbers. So this is not really worth that much. And we have a Chinese junk boat. Don't know what it's called, why it's called a junk boat. It doesn't look like junk. And here we have the bridge spanning 2 of the islands of Macau. Quite a nice banknote. Then we have a 5 rupiah of Maldives. And there's sailing boats. I think they're those. So this one was replaced with a banknote in 2017. A plastic banknote. This is 2011. Should still be legal tender, but probably a lot harder to get now because they issued the polymer banknote. So they'll probably just issue these for circulation And when these were used up, they changed it over to the polymer one. And oh, sorry, the value of this is probably a few dollars, probably $5 maximum. But these are not hard to get. Then the last banknote, which I don't have, is a 2 taka of Bangladesh. So here we have the sun that's on the flag. We have lion, which is actually the emblem of Bangladesh. And this is all in Bangladeshi. And here we have a bird. So it's a 2010 series. They do have a coin for this denomination as well, but they also still use the banknotes. So this one has a value of about 4 cents. So not really worth that much in using them in Bangladesh. And the coins, they only issue 1, 2, and 5 taka now. They probably need to reform their currency. But quite a nice banknote. That looks like a type of magpie bird. I need to check which bird it is. So it's quite nice. Anyway, I'm only going to keep a few of those banknotes, which I don't have. And the rest of them, I would actually just put them back on the market. So this is how I do build up my collection. I believe Nandi does the same thing, although he might sell all of his banknotes. But it's a good way to actually build up your collection. Just buy bulk banknotes, take whatever you need out, and resell the rest. Anyway, hope this thing helps you with your banknote collecting, and have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. Thank you and goodbye.